it's been a hot minute and I'm back with an interesting video today. Something I'm kind of excited to film. Today I'm just going to be sitting down with you, and I got this idea basically from other like videos that I saw on YouTube, and it was just like really cool. Like I was like, why not? I'm turning 20 tomorrow. What? No, I can't even like I can't accept it just yet. I don't feel 20. But tomorrow is my birthday nonetheless, so I just thought that would be like, that's a cool opportunity to do video such as this, you know? So before I do get started, I do want to say like I'm not an expert in life. It does not mean I know more than like some of you maybe. You may be younger, you may be older and like know a lot more than I do. That's just my experience, and that's just like the things I learned. So it's also basically a thing that I was thinking of, like I could watch this back when I'm a bit older, like some time passes and I could be like reminded of these things myself. Sometimes you need like that motivational reminder. Maybe that's something that this video might do. Okay, the first one's very basic. It is very basic, but it is so important, you know? Love yourself and accept yourself. Those are the two things that I feel like I had to deal with like throughout like teenage life and just in general over like even in my childhood. Like I guess there was a point in my life where it was like between being a child and like a teenager where I realized like, you know, I wasn't really like I didn't really love myself. I didn't like some things about myself, but it was so important. Like it's really hard sometimes, but some things like you just really need to do. It will make yourself feel like more confident in yourself, and it's just like so essential to like every human being, any age, you know. So love yourself. Like try to tell that to yourself in the mirror. Like it could be really hard. I remember doing this at like I think at like 12 or 13, where I was like, it was so hard for me to say like, oh, I look pretty, you know, in the mirror or like something like that, you know. Also what helps is like writing things down on a paper. I've heard this before where you could like write all the things that you think you're good at, some of your accomplishments, maybe some of the things that you did, something like you realize like, oh, I'm a pretty lucky person, you know, like, or I'm very smart, or like these kind of things that you just kind of like find. And once you actually write it down or start writing, like ideas will literally come to you and you'd like remember things that you are good at and you forgot, you know. Number 2 is stop worrying so much. It is so hard, especially as a teenager. Like it's so hard to stop worrying when you're just thinking about like things. I don't know, you might be thinking about friends, or like you might be thinking about your future a lot. let's just kind of say that's like a majority of teenagers do that a lot, and I know like experiencing myself. Think about, this is also something I read, was think about the worst thing that could happen, you know. Like if you're worrying about a test, let's say, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, you might fail, right? But you could also have like a makeup test, so that could be your solution. It's just also like it's not very helpful when you're worried before time, when nothing literally happened and you're still like worried, you know. So that is a lot of like waste of time, energy, and like just thinking about that, you're not going to get over something that you're worried about, right? So if you know you want to pass a test, instead of worrying about it, go and actually study, because that's such a big and essential thing. Is like, why would you want to spend your time like just worrying that you might fail it? Like, you know, think positive. Try to be like, I'm gonna pass this test, I'm gonna get like a, I don't know, like a 20 out of 20 or something. And just, you know, go and study, because that is the only like step you can do towards like getting what you want, you know, getting the good positive outcome. Number 3 is just slow down and take it all in. You know, there are times where you just, it like life just goes by and you're not really appreciating all these like little moments. Even like time with your family, with your friends. There are times where I just like literally like, we're doing something with like a family or friends, and I'm just like taking a moment to appreciate it. Sometimes it's just so important to like capture the moment in your mind, to enjoy the moment, like enjoying your food. It's so basic, but it's so necessary that we forget to do it. I think that's such a big one that I still am like a little bit struggling on doing, because like sometimes life just goes by and you're not really like enjoying and taking all these things excited when the exciting things happen. Like take a moment, like take it all in. Remember those moments, that's so easy to forget something good that happened that was good. Oh my god, this is such a big one. Do what you want to do. When I talk about like doing what you want to do, is not like go and like smoke or go drink alcohol or something. Not in the like bad sense of like harming yourself kind of way, but in the way of like, I often found myself like doing things that like I didn't want to do, or like a very interesting experience with like in my childhood was basically, I sometimes didn't really like, it was hard for me to choose some things like clothes. So if my mom would choose like clothes for me, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know, and she's like, oh, it looks so nice, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, and if we buy it, like I realize like I never ever wear it. Do what you want to do, like try to make your own decisions. And sometimes like I can be a person that's very indecisive, but if you know what you want to do, go ahead and do it, because like don't look at other people, don't look at like what your friends are doing, don't look at what your like brother sister is doing, and just do what you want to do. If that's what feels right in your heart, you're like, I want to do that, or like I don't know, it's just like don't look at other people and make decisions based on that. Number 5 is, oh, this one is hard. People will always talk no matter what. Like no matter what you do, people will always say something, like either good or bad, but like there's always going to be criticism. There's always going to be that maybe that one person who just, I don't know, doesn't like what you do or doesn't approve or something. Once again, going back to the point of like doing what you want to do, don't actually care about what like other people have to say. And it's also in like a positive way, right? You're not gonna, I'm not telling you to do something bad, like if you think that's you want to do it but it's bad. No, it's more about any other like life experiences. Like if you're afraid, like what will people say, like, oh my god, just put that thought out of your mind. Like I have to tell that to myself so many times, because honestly it's your life and it's not their life. Those words, if you let them impact you, then that's on you. Those people, nothing's gonna happen to them, and it doesn't matter what you do, because like to them, like it won't make a difference. They will just talk. Number 6, be kind. And this is something that I always try to do. Being kind is like a good thing. Like I like being kind. It's just so nice, and like it's nice to spread positivity and just be kind to each other. It's good for us to be like living in peace, so why not be kind? It's just as simple as that. Be kind. I don't even know like what else to put. I guess like it's just there, like why being kind is good. Forgive. It's a big one. It's really hard for a lot of people to forgive. Once again, whatever you do, like whatever any grudges that you hold on to, any kind of like grudges, and it will eat you up inside. There's a lot of things like you can read on about forgiving people, is that it really does like eat you inside, and it won't affect that person that you're not really forgiving or holding a grudge against, because that person might not feel anything, they might not really care. But for you, that's important for you to forgive, so that you can move on, and so that you can let go of something that's that happened. It's very, very important. And yeah, that's just you try your best. It's hard to forget, obviously, but forgiving is the best kind of way to move on. Number 8 is be grateful. I think in the hard times when things are just not going the way you want them to, it's so easy to just be so like ungrateful, and you'd be like, why is this happening to me? Why? It's so important to be grateful, not just when things are bad or like when things are not working out. Just be grateful that, there are little things that you could be grateful for, like that you're alive, that you're breathing, that you can hear, you can see, you can speak. And just the fact that you live like a nice, good life. Just there's so many things to be grateful for, honestly. They're like simple things, like the fact that you have water. So it's always important to like remember these things when you're going through a hard time, because it's so easy to forget and blame everything on the world. So just be grateful and good things will come to you. This is something that I've also read, which is, have goals, because just think about the things you want. Also, don't think about what you don't want. You want to think about the things you want, which is, like positive thoughts and stuff, if you've ever like heard of that. But yeah, it's so important to know what you want, some goals that you have to set for yourself, because imagine this, you're just walking. You don't know where you're walking to, you're just walking. You're gonna end up wherever the road leads you. So you do want to have a destination so that you know where you're walking to. You also will have motivation then to, to get there. When you're walking and not knowing where you're going, it's very hard, because there's no purpose in life. So yeah, and I'm not gonna say an end point, because there is no end point. It's a destination. You're gonna have multiple destinations. So first you want a new car, and then you try and get there, right? So you strive towards it, and then maybe the next thing you want is like a house. I don't know, these kind of things. It's so important. And I just realized, like, sometimes, like, when you don't know what you want, everything feels like you don't know where it's going. You just feel kind of like empty, because there's no purpose. So important to have goals, have big dreams. It's a good thing. It will come to you one day, hopefully, if that is what is meant for you. Just have them so that you have a destination to go to. Okay, another one big thing is try new things. Try new things because you might regret it. Like you might not even regret things that you haven't done, but you might regret or just miss out on finding out things like that you like, maybe like, for example, a hobby. If try out football, try out like basketball, this is like just an example. This is about a lot of things, going out of your comfort zone to do something that like you might never know, but like that might be your calling. That's something that you love. Try things out, go out there and do it. And once again, I'm talking about the good stuff. So anything that just feels a little bit scary, but you feel like you should do it, or like that's something that's like, oh, I kind of want to do, but I'm really scared, go for it. Go for it, because things that are scary are good. It's a good thing. You get your comfort zone widens, and there's like new experiences, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm still figuring things out. Like I want to do a lot of things, and like if I do have the opportunity, I want to grab that opportunity and take it, So definitely try new things, go out of your comfort zone. This one's quite a big one throughout my life, was about friends, and that friends drift apart, and that's okay. That's normal sometimes when things are meant to be the way they are. I know when you're small and you're a child, it's really hard to accept that like your friends might not be your friends sometime later. But it's okay, because you will meet new people, and also like a lot of the time, like everyone has that kind of like their own thinking, and when your thinking changes, maybe it improves or something, you just don't feel like you're on the same like vibe or I don't even know, like even mentality and stuff. Sometimes like it's hard, or sometimes if those people are bad for you, like they do go away. Sometimes it's honestly for nothing, so it's just like it's okay because it does happen. It is not the end of the world. You will meet new people. You just have to know that it's okay, and these things happen, and you will meet new people who will be your friends, and maybe those friends are always gonna be like a part of your memory. They're always gonna be you know part of your like life. So and this is the next point, which is meet new people. It's so important. Like I remember I used to be really shy and I didn't like really talk to a lot of people. Like I missed out on a lot of like friendships with other people. Um, so go ahead and meet people, and also like it's very important, especially when you're going into like your adult life, is like to have connections with other people, meet new people, because you also kind of like learn about human behavior. Honestly, like you learn so much just from meeting new people, and it's always super nice because like you never know, like that person you never talked to, like never uh made any like effort to get to know them, might have been like the best person like you've ever known. So definitely go ahead and meet new people. The next one is a little bit like a reminder. Like friends are always good, but family comes first. And I think there are times where I kind of like chose to hang out with my friends instead of my family. And then I regretted it so much just because I was like, I felt really bad. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like I would like feel bad that I missed out on spending time with family. But like sometimes like, your family is, sometimes friends come and go, but your family's always there. And don't take that for granted that they're always going to be there, because no one's always going to be there. So spend as much time as you can with family, and put them first, because those are the people who love you the most and care about you. So put them first. Obviously that does not mean don't have friends or something. Obviously have friends, but sometimes you need to choose your family over your friends. Talking about family and friends in general, tell the people that you love them. It's such a weird thing that like people really don't do sometimes. It's like they don't tell each other that they love each other, it's quite weird. Like with family, like you love each other, but sometimes like you don't always say it sometimes. So do definitely say that to your loved ones. Just always nice to like tell someone that you love them, and maybe some people like feel like maybe you don't love them that much, so it's just important to kind of like remind that person that you love them, that you're always there for them. Oh, I love this one so much. Compliment others. There are so many times in my life where I've seen people who literally don't want to like compliment, and not that they don't want to, they just don't compliment anyone else, even though they think like, I don't know, let's say, oh, you look pretty, and then like they're thinking that in their head, but they never say it. It's just always nice to be kind, like being nice. Like if you think something, like if you like that person's hair or something, be like, oh, you have such pretty hair, like, and it just makes that other person happy. And it's nice, like if it's not something bad, you're not saying something bad, it's a compliment. So why not say it? I love saying compliments to people, and it's always nice to like receive compliments as well. So next one is don't change yourself for anyone. And this is such an important one, because like especially when you're a teenager, when you're just growing up, like that's such a hard thing for girls especially. I don't know, probably for guys too. Like I'm not obviously excluding you, but like I just don't know how you think, so I'm just saying girls. But sure, of course, like guys as well. Sometimes it could be like such a hard thing to like just be yourself. When you like someone, like a lot of people tend to like want to change themselves, or like pretend like they're something they're not. For example, like a guy likes cars, and then you're like, oh, I love cars too, and obviously you're like, I have no clue like what what are you talking about? Like, cars? What? I have no clue. Like, I don't know anything about them. But, you just want to impress the guy or something. So it's just so important to, like, stay true to yourself. And sometimes, like, when, especially because teenagers are, like, in this, like, kind of time period where you don't know who you are, so then you just kind of try to act like someone else that you're not. So it's such a big thing. So don't change yourself for anyone, because there are so many people that will love you for who you are, and if there are those, like, who don't like you for who you are, then, like, you don't they're not going to be in your life, and that's okay. That's totally normal. Like, there's always going to be someone that likes you, someone who doesn't. So just be yourself. So that's, like, the biggest thing, because I think that happened to me as well. Like, it happened to a lot of people where they just change themselves. No, don't. Be yourself, girl, boy. I saw this one on a video that we watched, and I was like, that is so true. Basically, don't be prejudiced. Like, don't judge other people. It's just, like, it's really funny, because sometimes, like, you meet a person and you're like, oh, like, I don't know, like, that girl or that guy is, like, I don't know, you just, like, think something about them. And then you get to know them a little bit better, and then you're like, oh my god, this person is my best friend. Like, where have you been all my life, So just never judge too harshly. Like, we literally just, like, see each other, and we can't tell, like, what kind of person that is. Obviously, sometimes there are, like, people, you just, like, look at them and it just gives it all off. But, like, still try to get to know them first before you actually, like, make your judgment. So yeah, like, that happened to so many friends of mine, like, where they didn't really think they would be friends, but they are, and they're, like, best friends. So definitely don't judge, get to know the person first. Oh, I love this one so much. There are always two sides of the story. So anytime, like, I've seen an argument, or I've been in an argument, or there's something that just, people can't agree on, or there's, like, a big misunderstanding, it's so important to know the two sides of the stories, because sometimes people, the only reason they fight is because they misunderstand each other. It's so funny, because, like, sometimes people are talking about the same thing, but they don't understand each other. And yeah, so, like, if you are in an argument, talk about it, ask the person, like, about their side of the story, and then you guys can, like, make up, because that's what happens. Like, it happened to me so many times, and I'm glad, like, I listened to the other person's story and they listened to mine, because then we made up, and we were friends again. Or, like, even if it was like with a family member, like your mom, your dad, sometimes it's so important to, like, just hear each other out. And yeah, sometimes also, like, if it's, like, your friends or something, someone that you see are having, like, a disagreement or something, or, like, a fight, and just listen to both of them before you take sides or anything, or judge, or maybe, like, you try to understand and, like, help them out. Maybe I don't know, it's not always the best to, like, get into someone's problems, but it is so good, like, if you can actually help them solve it or understand each other. When I was younger, this was a big thing. So don't be friends with people that have bad influences on you. There are times where I have, like, had friends that over time, like, I just realized, like, they have such a bad influence on me, and that if I continue being friends with them, I'm gonna end up in a very bad place. So yeah, just a lot of the time it's, like, so important to understand, like, when you feel like these people are not right for you, or what they're doing is wrong, yeah, just go away from them. And it's sometimes really hard to, like, stop being friends with people, but it is so important if it's, like, bad for you. For the last point, I just want to say, be yourself. whoever that might be, because I know it's a hard process of finding who you are. So just honestly try your best, you know, like I think to me the definition of who you are is that person that you are when you are alone. Like it's that's how I see it, is that like when I'm alone, I think I'm like the realist self that I am. That is me, you know. And don't worry, you will find your calling, you'll find your purpose, you'll find what you're looking for. You know, over time things will come to you, and it's so important to just, you know, not beat yourself up for it. Just figure it out slowly. Try your best to not have those influences from the outside influence you. So I hope this is somehow helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, because these are like some things that like I feel like I had to sit down and write it down, because I like honestly forgot, maybe, or sometimes like it's just not something that I'm always thinking about, and you really need a reminder once in a while. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm turning 20 tomorrow, and I hope you will enjoy this, and hopefully I am going to be posting more, but I decided that I think I'm gonna be posting when I do have like good ideas, because I don't want this YouTube channel to just be like filled with random videos that I'm making just to make content. So whenever I have a good idea, I will try my best to post more. So I hope you enjoy your day. Have a lovely day. Whoever's birthday it is today or tomorrow, happiest birthday, my Virgo sister, brother. But yeah, I absolutely love it. Today is a beautiful day. Hope every day is a beautiful day for you. So if you want to, subscribe, like this video, and give me any feedback or just any recommendations for the next future videos. So